The 100 Legions, a faction not many people talk about, as there's not much known about it. But it's a very large legion, reminiscent of the Roman Legion from actual history. So today we're going to go over the lore of the 100 Legions, of what little there is, and compare them to other factions to see how they hold up in the grand world that is Deepwoken. The 100 Legions name has a very literal meaning, containing 100 different legions of soldiers. They were betrayed by the central authority, and they harbor hatred towards the authority and Hive as they seek to establish a foothold within the Star-Swept Valley. They mainly consist of Khans, similar to how the authority consists mostly of Adrets. They have influence within the Western Luminant where their home is, and minor influence within the Eastern Luminant, as previously stated. They try to fight their way in to make a base of operations. Legions are ranked by their individual soldiers' merits in battle. Do well enough in battle, you go up the ranks. Legionnaires guide minor soldiers, whether they be snipers, captains, or below, to their respective roles, and if those perform well in their fields, they'll move up in rank until they can get Legionnaire and possibly beyond. There's also all these other little tidbits of lore that we'll go over. Brutus, the man who helps you uncap Fortitude in Fort Merit, is having to be watched by several different guards. Why is this? Why is he not locked up? Something would lead us to suggest that they need multiple people and shackles won't hold him. But if a player goes and talks to Brutus with high authority rep, they will be told a special dialogue from Brutus about how they betrayed the Legion, and he will then beat the crap out of you. Acheron's spear didn't come from anywhere. It's actually a name of the soldier from the 100 Legions, and you can find his spear on the corpses of dead King Threshers. It's presumed that he's a survivor of a King Thresher encounter, maybe dead, maybe alive. But regardless, Acheron lost their spear in battle. Amara is a fairly notable Legion character who is a Legionnaire that will teach you the Legion Kata style, provided you've helped out the Legion enough. Otherwise, they just give you a very brief explanation of why they're here, looking into the Etrian Luminant and the Etrian forces. Another fun fact is that the Evan Spear hand axe actually belonged to a completely different, but almost like a forerunner in terms of history to the 100 Legions, the Evan Spear Legion. This was based off of a guild in the testing phases of Deepwoken, and it kind of just made its way into the lore. Legion soldiers primarily use Galewreath and Thundercall. As the talent tree, Legion Shock Trooper helps us look at this with things like Windstep and other talents in that tree. They also have snipers that utilize Grand Javelins with the Grand Skewer talent to take out enemies from a safer distance. In the grand scheme of things, the Legion is not very powerful so far from what we've seen, compared to other factions such as the Ministry or the Central Authority, as they don't have a large home base in the Luminance that the players can get to currently. They have a very small camp on Arisia, but other than that, they have no major installations to which they can launch their operations from compared to, say, the Ignition Union, Central Authority, or Etris itself. But with their limited troops, they can't sustain any large or longer fights, hence why you only see them in such small groups. So for now, they're pretty weak compared to everybody else. Overall though, that's the Legion lore explained in just about 4-ish minutes. Stay tuned for the next episode where we talk about another faction and start comparing them in terms of lore power.